Hey guys, back with another video. This is John the Electron Man. Let me turn down my radio. I don't want to get copyrights and stuff put towards my channel. Here's all my CB equipment. And yes, my room, or my shop's still a mess. Random parts and stuff from where I've been working on things and too lazy to clean it up, per se. This one's a little bit of a mix. Oh, and I recently had to go to the hospital over my back. I had done something. Yet I'm still too stupid to stop lifting things. I'm not the most intelligent. Let's just leave it at that. That was like a 50-pound electric motor I just lift. And I'm not supposed to be lifting anything when it comes down to it. This is kind of a random update video. Here is the Iron Pig wood stove with a flat top cooktop. I personally built that myself. It's been sitting out in the rain, so it's got moisture. This is kind of like a project stove, I guess. I got another well tank. This one's like a 30-something maximum gallon tank. I'm not sure. This is a vertical stand tank with a water bladder. This had a pump with a tube right here that went all the way to the bottom to suck up the water. It's set about like this, as you can see. This one's a vertical tank. It stands up like that. It's I think it's a 40-gallon tank. Let's see. I'm trying to overtalk that. Yeah, it's a 42-gallon tank with a water bladder in it. Or actually, in that case, it's an air bladder. And what you do, you fill the there used to be a valve stem for like a tire here. You'd fill it up to about 30 up to 100 pounds. And it pressurized water. The bladder comes down to about here. And the more water you fill up, the more that bladder compresses and the more pressure there is in the tank. It's a technique they use because water's not compressible. Air is. And it's better to have, I guess, like the air separated from the water. I'm going to turn that off. I'm tired of talking over it. I love that music, but I don't want to get copywritten. But it's a vertical tank. I'm going to be making another wood stove out of it. My plan is to make I'm not sure if I'm going to make a potbelly stove, which is basically a wood stove that stands up like that, or another one like that. But let's get around to it since we're already 2 minutes and 39 seconds in. Well, 42 now. 3, 4. Alright, so this is kind of like just a mixed video. Oh, and if you have a light like this is Craftsman, but any halogen light that goes from 2500 or 250 watt up to 500. If you're in if it's like 2.5 to 3 feet away from your bench, do not run it on 500 watts. And the reason I say this is I about blinded myself earlier. I got used to it and didn't realize it. Got into the house, I was halfway blind. It was nighttime by the time I got out, so it really was noticeable. Anyhow, I've got my Mako 200 linear, my Guardian 23 Pierce Simpson CB. I replaced that instead of having this directly wired in. Now I pulled these connectors off of an old piece of military equipment that had long since passed. It was tube equipment. Would have been nice to have kept. And I've got two of these cheap, realistic made them. Microtana or something. I don't know how to pronounce it. I guess I'm bad at that. My Turner Plus 2 transistorized amplified mic. Power cord for the radio for this. And here is a little special thing. New old stock system band. It's Japanese. Not a big fan of it, I'll admit, but I gotta give credit to this. It's fairly high quality. Still new in the box with the paper that came with it. I'm kind of one-handing this right now, so first time I've heard that or said that. So anyhow, let's get past the weirdness and the perversion. Brand new old stock. It's in amazing condition. I like the little plastic caps that go over the coax connector. Standard CB connector. I think it's used in ham radio too, but it's an SWR and power meter. See, well, also referred to as a watt meter, but this is from the radio. This is out to the antenna. That little connector doesn't go to the antenna. That is an antenna, but it's separate. This goes out to the main antenna. And then there's a little antenna. I'm not sure what the deal is here. It gets its power, just like these, it gets its power from the unit that's operating it, or that it's used in with. If I had my little ham radio out here, I could key it up and make it work. But it's a little cheapo meter. I guess it was one of those, more or less. I've never checked that. Sometimes there's weird things you can run this thing across. I've done this before. Right now it's going negative when I stick it next to the AC line. But it's a cool little meter. I just figured I'd show that on video. I'm not working in my usual, well, recently it was my usual workplace. But I'm trying to get back out into the shed. That's nice. I bet I broke my camera even more. Am I still recording? Yes, good. I don't know if you noticed that, but right there where my finger is, that weird dot, I'm not sure if it'll show up in the video, but that is from where I had accidentally dropped my camera, and it makes me so infuriatedly mad that it happened. It was very aggravating. You can watch back to my previous videos, it wasn't there. I'm not the best with phones. I'm very rough with whatever I own. I don't even try to be. Oh wait, before I put that back in the box, I want to show the manual. It also has schematics, which, if you don't know what schematics are, it's a draw out of the circuit that's used inside of it. It's pretty much printed out on printer paper from factory. This is basically how it operates. It uses capacitors, resistors, and a really weird, I'm not sure if that's capacitive or inductive. It's like a form of transformer that goes past the coax. And it's just some documentation on it. And yeah, the camera right now is sitting on top of that those two cheapo meters. Very cheap and gungy, but compared to these, now this is a brand new old stock SWR meter / watt meter. And I got it from a guy for free. He's a guy that goes to real estate sales and everything. But it would hook in line with the antenna output of this radio. Oh, and by the way, this thing works great. It's got a little bit of filter capacitor home because I don't have the parts to replace it. Right now I'm just kind of in my shop alone. I don't really have much of a use for those TVs. I honestly don't, but I got it for free. The guy handed it to me. I didn't want to hurt his feelings and say no, but oh well. I ended up with it anyhow. But this is kind of just like a little progress update showing I'm still alive, I'm still here, I'm still making videos. Just a little slower on it. It's like 30 degrees outside right now, and it's just now, I'm not sure. It's not like my camera, it's not, oh that's nice. When it's in camera mode, it won't let me check the time. Last I looked at the clock, which felt like about 20-30 minutes ago, it was just 6 o'clock, so, or like 6:30, something like that. But, yeah, I figured I would just make an update video. Got 2 of these. Just kind of illuminate the entire shed. Here's my 1930s radiant electric heater. The element's made in Germany for some odd reason. But the heater was made by Hot Point, which, if I'm not mistaken, it was a very early American company. I used a piece of old 1960s clothes iron cord, a switched plug. It's rusted out, but it's a fairly unique heater. And that right there's the electric motor that was powering that lawnmower. Actually making it move. It wasn't going fast, it wouldn't hold a charge long, but it did run. I was happy with it. It's cold outside and still, yeah, the outside light's on. Oh yeah, it's pretty good and cold out. And there's the moped, it fell over again. I think that's flurries. I honestly wouldn't doubt it. It's pretty cold out. Well, this is John the Electron Man, back with another video. Well, I've already said that. That was my intro. Anyhow, well, this is the end of this video. See you guys later.